you all for joining me. So today is November 10th of 2023. Some information may have changed if you're watching this in the future. Just be aware that we do change things from time to time, but usually we do a new class and a new recording if something major has changed. As always, on any of these topics, if you have any questions at all, especially pertaining to Xpressdocs, which is what we're covering today, you can always email marketing@rwtown.com. Again, that's marketing@rwtown.com. And a member of our marketing team will be happy to answer any questions or walk you through anything. So this morning we have actually 3 sessions. Hopefully you'll stick around for all 3. The first one is going to be nice and easy this morning. We're just going to take a look at Xpressdocs and we're going to take a look at what it has to offer. A lot of people think of Xpressdocs as just our vendor for doing brochure printing or maybe just listed just sold cards, but it has a lot more to it, and it's a nice self-service portal for you to be able to use anytime to be able to stay in touch, keep in touch, and be able to promote yourself and your properties. So for Xpressdocs, nice and easy way to log in. I happen to be on rwtconnect.com. Again, that's our local intranet just for our agents here at RW Town. I'm on RWT Connect, and if I scroll down and you look in this middle panel right here, you see what we have: our marketing and productivity tools. These are all of our vendor partners, people that we partner with to bring you various tools and different products. And Xpressdocs is right here. We have an Xpressdocs button right there. If for whatever reason this is you can't find this, or it may have moved, you can always look under the quick links. We also keep all of our different links under there as well. This is just a duplication to make sure that it's on the front page and nice and easy for you. If you click that Xpressdocs button, it's going to take you directly into Xpressdocs. Now, if this is the first time you've ever logged into Xpressdocs from RWT Connect, you're going to get an extra window, and it's just going to verify that you are who you say you are, and it's going to just say, is this really you? And then it's going to ask you to verify your office address. This is a good opportunity for you to be able to just verify that your information is correct in the system. It is pulling in from the profile that we have in RWT Connect, but some things may have changed. Also, for those of you who may be based out of more than one office, or you belong to a division and you also belong to another office, this will give you an opportunity to pick your physical address. This comes in handy for people who are in property management or things like new homes, where you may be listed under the new homes division, for example, but you're actually based out of, let's say, the Moyoc office, and you'll want to go ahead and choose your shipping address as the Moyoc office, since that's where you're physically based. Versus your division. So that's going to be your first window. The first time you ever log in, just going to verify your information. And after that, it will always drop you on this window right here, which is the Xpressdocs dashboard. There's a couple things I want to point out on the dashboard as we go through, and then I'll show you a couple of the products that are available in here, and I can show you where to find some of your other information and some frequently asked questions that we get all the time. In the Xpressdocs dashboard, you're going to want to make sure that when the first time you log in, that you're going to see our company logo up here, the Berkshire Hathaway Home Services RW Town Realty. That means that you're on our portal and that you're using all of the things that we've been able to provide to our agents in here. We have a couple of things that we can look at in this navigation menu. We have all of our products here. We have all of these products are also in those buttons that are down below. We have seasonal things, print and social, automated property marketing, client for life. We have name badges and business cards, property postcards, all sorts of fun stuff. We're going to take a look at a couple of these buttons here today. Another thing I want you to notice is my orders up here. This is where you're going to be able to check any pending orders that you have, or also your order history. This comes in handy. Sometimes you might start an order and not finish it. Sometimes it's something that might require an extra day or two of printing in order to come in. Sometimes it's something that you may have finished in the morning, but maybe it's not approved yet. It's still going to be in your pending orders, and you're going to be able to see that in that pending order window. So right now we have this little test here. I was playing with this account this morning, and I was pretending I was making a just listed card just for this class. And you can see that I closed it out without finishing it. This is an opportunity for you to go back in and make any changes to finish up a postcard order. Maybe you were waiting on a photo. Maybe you just wanted to take one more quick look at it before you finished it up. But this is where you can actually go in and do something that you've already started on here. You also have under my orders, again, that order history. And that's going to give you the order history of all the things that you've either placed or purchased from Xpressdocs. It's going to give you a couple of different things here, including the status. And you can see that here where these have been shipped. You'll be able to download a PDF proof if you need that again. This is always handy, especially if you are working with a seller and you have maybe sent out your just listed cards or something like that. And you want to include that maybe in the update that you're sending them, that you've sent out the just listed cards. You can always download the PDF and be able to send that to them as well. You can download any photos, any opportunity you have that you might need to reorder. Maybe you want to send out something more. Maybe you want to use the same card again, maybe send to a different list. You can always do a nice reorder on that. And then again, if you need to take a look at those order details, you can always do that as well. This is pretty common for us. It's a question that we get pretty often in marketing about the order details. So this is going to tell you exactly what happened in this order. So for example, this is a just sold on this particular property. We know that just a couple of details here, what the property was. It was definitely gloss coated. Our shipping address was here. And then you'll notice that it had an arrival time, our subtotal, overnight, all the different billing and things like that. If this was sent out to a mailing list, it's also going to show you the mailing list that it was sent out to in this order history. It's also going to let you know if it sent a sample card. So anytime that we're sending to a mailing list or we're letting it do its automated mailing out of this system, it'll also send a sample card to your office address. That's why I said make sure you're verifying which office you're physically located in. That way you can go ahead and get your sample card. It'll let you know when it's been sent, and then you have a card for your presentations in the future. You also have a scheduled orders. These are for things that have already been approved, but maybe aren't finished yet. So those will be in your scheduled orders. I don't have any in here today. You also have an opportunity to take a look at your listings. We're actually going to look at this in the next class, but I do want to go ahead and just touch on this tab just so you know what's underneath it. We're going to be talking about this in the just listed, just sold class, but you have an opportunity. This does have a listing feed in it for you to go ahead and create marketing materials. It's going to bring in all that information over from the MLS feed to be able to instantly make nice marketing materials. You won't have to upload additional photos. It's going to bring in some of your text and things like that and make it nice and easy, but we'll cover that in the next class. Any programs that we have available to us in Xpressdocs are going to be under the program button here. We do have something called APM, which is automated property marketing. Some of you may have seen that. That's an email that goes out anytime you take a listing that says, hey, we've created this postcard for you. We've created this brochure for you, and you can make any changes or edits if you want to go ahead and create it and send it out. That's really similar to this window right here for my listings. And again, we'll cover this when we do the just listed, just sold, but do know that APM is right here. So if you receive that email about automated property marketing or APM, you can always log into Xpressdocs and click your APM button as well. It'll take you to the same dashboard that you would get from the email. We also have a Client for Life program in here as well. Client for Life covers a certain number of postcards that are sent out under a different theme for a particular price. We'll go ahead and cover that in our Stay in Touch class, which is our third class today. But just in case you need any more information on here, it is available under the Client for Life program. We're going to skip this SD Plus subscriptions area up here. We are really fortunate to belong to a wonderful franchise and a great company that provides us with the tools that normally other people would have to pay for, which is under the XD subscriptions. So XD subscriptions covers things like enhanced social images and things like that. We already get all of that through Marketing Resource. So we're not going to worry about XD Plus subscriptions today. Just know that we have other sources for it just because we're all with the franchise. In addition to that, you also have the Marketing Center up here. I do love the Marketing Center. This is actually going to give you some quick ideas. These are great blog posts and how-tos just on different marketing and different things that you can do. It's also searchable. So if you need more information, for example, on maybe best practices about sending out a postcard, or maybe you want to know the difference between a radius list and uploading your own targeted mailing list, this is a great opportunity for you to do that. So it's a combination of both a help center and kind of an idea center at the same time. So do take a look at the Marketing Center. Going across that dashboard again, we also have the ability to search in here. So it'll bring up anything that you might be searching for. That can be a postcard type, or if you're looking for a product type in here. We do have some help sections in here as well. They have a wonderful help desk. You can either call or you can chat. You can contact them as well. Again, if you do need help from here, we're also able to help you from the marketing department. Again, just email us at marketing@rwtown.com. We can answer those questions as well. If you have something sitting in your cart, it's going to be located in your cart button here. And if we go under the profile section in the upper right-hand side, you're going to see some of those same buttons that we just covered. There's your pending orders and your order history again. You will be able to update some information in your profile if you need to under the profile button. And then it's also going to have this address book. And what this address book does is it keeps the addresses that you've already sent to. So for example, if you uploaded a mailing list, maybe for a neighborhood or for your sphere of influence, that address book is going to keep that information here. It's also going to include things that we chose from the actual system. And again, we'll cover that in Just Listed, Just Sold, and then the Stay in Touch classes. But if you were to choose a couple of streets to send to automatically out of the system, it will go ahead and group those and let you know that those were used in a mailing so that you could always use them again. It's just for convenience purposes. I'm going to go back to the home page, the dashboard here. And I do that just by clicking this logo at the very, very top right up here, and it'll take you right back to your dashboard. Again, we're going to skip over that XD subscriptions. Again, we have other products that are available to us that we do not need to subscribe to because we are with BHHS that covers all of the social sections. So we're going to go straight over into some of these other buttons. Some of these, again, are just repeats of things in the navigation bar. It's just another way to present them. So these are things like the automated property marketing. We just covered that where it's we have the Just Listed, Just Sold and automated property marketing on new listings. And again, there's that client for life button. So if you need to get to client for life, you can always choose this button here. Otherwise, it's again up there in that programs. Xpressdocs does have things other than printed products in here. So think of Xpressdocs as kind of your marketing center for not only print products, but also some physical products as well. They have things like name badges and nameplates in here. There are business cards in here. We do have other vendors that we use for these as well. But then we go into the Just Listed, Just Sold property postcards. We have a refresh brochures. So these are some new products for showing off your personal property or personal promotion instead of a property. Property brochures, everybody should be familiar with this, which is things like property brochures and flyers. This gets into doing some of those nice fold over glossy flyers you might have seen. And it also gets into doing some of the things like the booklets and things like that. So if you've ever seen a really great property brochure and it has maybe 4 pages to it instead of just being a fold over, that's also in here as well. We do have things like stationery in here as well. You can order note cards, envelopes, letterheads. There's even pocket folders. And again, one of the reasons why we encourage you to make sure that you're logging in through RWT Connect is you'll notice that everything in here is branded. So we're making sure that we pick up that Cabernet color. We're making sure that we're picking up the correct company logo. And all of this information has been vetted and approved by marketing so that you know you're getting the right products in here as well. Anytime you need to return to the home button for whatever reason, we also have these little breadcrumb links right here, just so that you can see those. As you go further down the line, if I were to click into note cards, for example, and I wanted to take a look at the different note cards they had available, I could always return to stationery right here without having to go all the way back to the home just by using these little breadcrumb links. That's what we call these right here. And you'll see that throughout the whole system. The deeper you get, the more breadcrumbs you'll get. So if you need to go back a step for whatever reason, you can always click those links right there. In addition to things like our property flyers and brochures and postcards, they also have promotional products in here. So if you're looking for something for your open houses, for example, or if you're going to have an event, some of these even make great closing gifts. You can certainly go ahead and take a look at their catalog. They do have some apparel, some promotional goods in here as well. All of this, again, is searchable. So if you're looking, for example, for a tote, maybe for an event, you can always put that in that search bar and it'll go ahead and bring you all the way over here to that tote. And again, all of this is both customizable and completely branded in here as well. I'm going to go back to those promotional products just to show you a couple of other things because most people think about this in a print context. We get asked about this fairly often, things like cups for an open house or can koozies if you're going to have a booth somewhere or something like that. Did I see a question? Ann Davis?
Thank you. On the apparel, is it possible to have our personal name put on there as well?
Ralston is in here, and I think he had the last order for that. He might be able to answer that for us.
Unfortunately, these are stock items that are being held by Xpressdocs ready to be delivered. So they're not custom. If you'd like to do something more custom, reach out to the marketing team and we'll be happy to help you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm going to go back to those promotional products there. And you also have some office products. Occasionally we see things like this, maybe notebooks with pens and things like that. Again, these make great giveaways for those of you who do a lot of things like with Brian Buffini. For those of you who might be looking for a quick pop by or something like that, these certainly make really nice pieces to be able to use. We also have things in here like the feather flags. We have some personalized materials. We do get asked about balloons fairly often, especially if somebody is going to do an open house or a nice event or something like that. All of that's available in here as well. Going back to some of the other products, I've gone back to the home page here. Notice that we have some things like presentation books that are in hardcover. You also have the ability to have some things like luxury collection brochures for those of you who may be in that program and are looking to do maybe a quick postcard flyer brochure that's branded to luxury collection. Those are all available in here as well. We're going to cover this in our third class today, but I do want you to know that we have a tremendous number of stay in touch products in here. So a lot of people think about Xpressdocs in just listed, just sold, or brochures, but it actually goes well beyond that. You can use Xpressdocs for mailings and for promotional materials and promotional postcards and things like that all year round, and also for very specific reasons. So for example, if you wanted to go ahead and send something out with maybe the baseball schedule or a football schedule, these are all different postcards that you can do. If you need something that just goes out to the community, maybe you're looking for something for the holiday, obviously Thanksgiving, Christmas, and things like that are coming up here. We do have things like birthday postcards that are available. These are nice to be able to order and maybe have shipped in, and that way you can write a quick note on something like that and be able to send something out as needed on here. But you're going to see they touch all the major holidays, but they're also going to touch all the different things that kind of pertain to just housing and home. So here we have the Living Green. There's different newsletters, printed newsletters in here that can actually be printed and mailed, which is something that comes up fairly often. You also have things like real estate related. This is where you're going to get into specific buying and selling and real estate related topics. So a good one in here is something like, how much is your home worth? I love this, the step-by-step buying process. This is kind of an important thing as you're just trying to show your worth, show what you do for your clients and things like that. It's also going to have some of these fun ones that we've seen throughout the years, on the fence about buying a home, make your move. So a lot of these are based on whatever you want to send out. So some of them are going to be fun. Some of them are going to be more serious. Some of them are going to be more modern. Some of them are going to be more traditional. There's going to be lots of different topics in here. It should hit just about right for everyone. I do love some of their new postcards with the Scan Me's. This one happens to be for a virtual tour, but you can certainly use the Scan Me postcards to do something like how much is your home worth and go directly to your home value site and have that great QR code on there. We're seeing certainly a lot of usage with QR codes right now, and they seem to be very effective. Like these two, again, more QR code postcards about finding your new home, scan to go view properties. This can go straight to your website and go straight to your homes for sale section and be able to scan and have people drop right on your website. So all sorts of fun things in here. Let's talk about real estate, all the way to do you want to rent or own, or how to even stage. So hopefully you guys can go through and take a look. There's lots and lots and lots of different postcards obviously in here. And you all know what you like to send out for your personal promotion. And some of this may just inspire you to send something a little bit different at times. And again, I'm going to just go ahead and scroll back up to the top. I could always use that back button on my bar up here, but I can also use, again, these breadcrumb links to go back to stay in touch if I wanted to. Going through, again, all these different postcards, you can see lots and lots of different topics. Do love the thank you cards. Those are available in branded versions and also BHHS versions. You have some things that are just generic as well. So you have things like tips and advice. Here's things for just winter and summer. You do have things for promotions, real estate related, and again, just lots of seasonal topics in here. We'll go through a bunch of these when we do our stay in touch class, but I wanted you to see how much more there is available in Xpressdocs as we go through. We also have the ability to have the planning guide. This is that planning guide that's available through BHHS. This is a good time to bring up the fact that BHHS itself is also tied to Xpressdocs. If you go to print something out of marketing resource, for example, what you're doing is you're actually tying into their version of Xpressdocs as well. It's the reason why some of the things that you see in marketing resource on the BHHS Resource Center are duplicated down here, is because they're available in both places. We try to encourage you to go in through our local center here. Our local center is going to have anything that we might have customized for you, if some of that's available in here. And it may have some of our more local information in here as well, where the marketing resource version of this will not. Going back over here, one of the last things that we see is the calendars. We send out a lot of these this time of year. People do love to have that refrigerator moment, as we like to call it. And these are all postcards for various designs that go out with 2024 that can also have your information on it as well. I would be remiss if I mentioned that if you've seen something in here and you're like, I love this, but I want to modify it just a little bit, that can also be done. You can also certainly put in a custom order with our marketing department. Even if you see something that you like for inspiration. So maybe let's just take this vacation days calendar, for example. You're like, I love this. This is the theme I want, but I want to make it look a little bit more maybe Virginia beachy. I want something a little bit more beachy like what we have. Certainly the marketing department could make something like this, modify it, and be able to get that for you as well. But you do have a lot of self-serve options in here. And again, you can go in and you can be creative. You can just play in here. You can't do any, you won't do any harm in here unless you actually go through a full checkout process. Do know that when you do the full checkout process, that it does hit on our dashboard on our side, just to take a quick look at it to make sure we're not violating any housing issues, to make sure that we don't have any warnings on there. Sometimes we have a low quality warning or something like that in the system that we can certainly correct. We're not going to be able to check every little minute detail of something that comes into to our dashboard to approve. We're really just looking for any kind of major errors or major issues that are going on with those orders. So just be very careful when you're making these orders that you can have your spelling correct and you have some of your information and contact information correct on there as well. So that's an overview of what Xpressdocs dashboard offers. Did anybody have any questions on the Xpressdocs dashboard kind of as a whole? And again, in class 2, we're going to cover just listed, just solds and sending those out and doing some of the automated property marketing. And then in class 3 today, we're going to cover some of the stay in touch tools that are available in depth in here as well. All right. If there are no questions this morning, I thank you for spending your time with me. I hope you guys go and explore Xpressdocs. And again, if you have any questions at all, marketing@rwtown.com will be happy to help you with Xpressdocs. Thanks again.